Thank you, Representative Lawler, for that. Hi, Brian. How are you?
How are you doing?
Um, I guess I sat here for a few minutes to try and figure out, and I listened to Representative Tong and Representative Gomes and Representative Morris, and I kept trying to figure out how you couldn't see the analogy. But, you know, and I hate to be this blunt, but I'm a product of the civil rights movement. I grew up in North Carolina. My family moved here to Connecticut because we were burnt out of North Carolina by people who carried Bibles and cross. They wore white, and they wanted us out of their neighborhood because we were different. I felt the pain of not being able to drink in the fountains. I felt the pain of never being able to really ride on the buses with other children. It's hard, and I know it's hard for you to understand that. It's hard for you to see the analogy of being discriminated against. It's hard to feel what it's like when you know you cannot belong because people are using religion and government to isolate you. You haven't lived it because you are, and not any fault, but you are a white man from North. You haven't been there. You're not gay. Discrimination, no matter who or what you believe in, is difficult. When people said today that the best interest for children, interracial marriage, as Representative Tong said, the best interest for children is not to have different races. The best religious upbringing is to have the same religions marry. Those are things that really are about civil rights. And there is no difference in this struggle. It's a different agenda. It's a different direction. But it's still discrimination. And when we start to try and quantify and qualify discrimination, there's a problem. Because what we're doing is we're saying that there are gray areas of discrimination that are okay. And I will, as a product of the civil rights, as a black woman, will never support something like that. And I would hope that in your heart that you will understand that discrimination cannot be accepted because we have to represent everybody. But just understand that this is the same. And you will always find people that will not agree with you. When you said that blacks are the largest minority, that's not true. Latinos have a problem with gay marriage because of their religious background. Everybody has a different foundation. So it's not just a minority, it's not just a black issue, it's not a Latino issue. Everybody has a different center, and that's okay. But it still is discrimination, sir. And I believe that we need to look at it in that direction and allow other people to live in the way they want. But please don't diminish civil rights and don't diminish fights for struggles. Thank you.
Well, again, I mean, I want to address that because it's, again, the same argument. Everything that you experienced in the South was horrific. To be burnt out of your house, to have a separate line based on your race. But again, I think that my argument is fairly clear that marriage serves the function of bringing the genders together. It is based upon true diversity, the diversity of male and female. You are comparing this social good to the exclusion of races. Laws that kept the races apart had absolutely nothing to do with the intrinsic definition and goal of marriage. They were horrible laws. Laws that define marriage as the union of a man and a woman are not discrimination, and we will never agree on this point if you think that they are the same.
You think that laws that define race, a good race and a bad race, are acceptable?
Of course not.
Okay, so Thank you.
Further questions?